It's been decades. We've been supporting triathletes through daunting endeavors in the most grueling of conditions, with you on fatigue-filled training sessions and exhilarating race days. We remain consistent, our craft unwavering. We're here to watch you improve and to conquer. Our heritage lives on. Welcome to the Ohana.
What up, crew? Happy Thursday. Joining you from the Team Zoot global headquarters here in kind of sunny Southern California, although it is a winter day, a bit chilly today. Thanks everyone that's joining us. If you guys are watching on YouTube, we're trying this new, and it wouldn't be a live broadcast without some technical difficulties, and we've already had our first ones today a little bit, and then our boy down under right now is having his own little crisis in Australia, and so we'll fill you in on that, and kind of makes it a little bit more fun. But please let me know if you guys could comment so I could see if it's showing up and I could read these comments in real time on YouTube, and how you like it. I think this might be the spot from now on, as the videos could stay here, and for those of you guys who don't make the lives, you could rewatch it later. So it's pretty cool. All right. Let's see. A couple updates before I bring this guy on. Team Zoo orders are shipping. They're shipping right now. I don't see any comments. Anyway, comment someone so I can see it. Maybe you are, and I'm just not seeing it. But Team Zoo orders are shipping right now as we speak, and these are the legacy orders, and what that means is they are the orders that we started shipping for returning Team Zoot members for 2026. So if you're a Team Zoot member in 2025, we were urging you guys to order early so we get production early, so we get delivered early. And what do you know? It's first week of January. We're shipping out orders, so we're pretty pumped about that. Oh, there we go. We got Rob. I don't know if it's working. Kevin, if you could comment on there, I'm not seeing them. So currently I'm not seeing any comments, guys. I apologize. But again, we'll figure this out. Okay, cool. And it makes you connect your YouTube account. Yeah, I have it. I'm connected, but we're adding a couple things to there for you legacy guys. You'll get a special something for coming back to Team Zoot. And then what I'm kind of most pumped about is we made bro, you flash this card. This is like the American Express. This is the triathlete version of the American Express black card. You guys see us at an event, or you do whatever special privileges. I don't know if it's going to get you anywhere, except for it'll get you a smile on my face. So we always have athletes that come up and they're like, "Yeah, I'm on Team Zoot," and I don't know. But we're putting these kids' cards in. It comes with your code, so you don't have to keep asking us what's my code and what's my friends and family code. But bam, these are coming in on every order, which is pretty cool. So look for those. And if you guys have any address changes, I know we sent an email out. Please email in teamzoo@zoosports.com very quickly so we can check it out. Okay, I'm gonna bring our guest on, and then I'm gonna try to figure out how I can see the comments. But this guy needs no introduction. If you guys have had he's fixing his hair right now. I see it. See how he's looking. Come on, fix your hair, bro. If you guys have had the chance to meet this human being in person, I don't need to say it. Truly a unique gentleman, legend in our sport. I know that term is used quite often, but it is truly it truly means something for this guy. Super cool, always nice, always taking the time to lend a hand, give some helpful insight. You know, I like having beers with this guy. He's probably my favorite pro triathlete to have beers with. And he has a very good outlook on life and within the sport, and obviously a big pool of knowledge, and his outlooks are kind of cool. And he does this every year with Rob, who will chime in if we need it. But last year we did a fantasy camp with Craig in Kona at the Mauna Lani. We're doing it again. We're bringing Craig on to talk about the camp, see what he's up to, what the camp's all about. I went last year. I'm going again this year. It was probably my favorite experience, like like outside of like stuff that happened with my family, obviously, but it was probably one of my favorite experiences I had last year. It is an unbelievable week. It's actually cheaper, Rob. I don't know if they want me telling this, but like it's actually cheaper to go to Craig's camp and hang out with Craig and fellow triathletes and have fun and swim and bike and run and get some insights, and then with some food included, than it would be just to go and stay at the resort for the same week. So it's an unbelievable deal. I'm not saying it's it's not, we're not staying at the Motel 6. It does cost money. It is like 5-star all the way, and I'm really looking forward to it. So we want to bring Craig in to see what's going on, and so without further ado, Craig Crowley, what's up, man?
Hey, Mark, that was a very long, drawn-out introduction. Thank you for what kind of wingman are you, throwing me under the bus, telling everyone I'm fixing my hair? But no, it's good. It's good. I love what you guys do with this team call. You had me on last year, so happy to come back and have a chat. And yeah, hello to all the fellow Team Zoot members. Happy New Year. Best wishes for 2026. And yeah, appreciate the invite to come on and have a chat.
Oh yeah, it's a good time to always have you on, and for those of you guys, we're going to fill you in with what's happened with Craig before we get in it, because people want to know what the life of an ex triathlete is like. But why are you in your car right now?
Well, that's a great question. I'm glad you asked. Thank you. What do they say if a tree falls in the forest? Does anybody hear? I guess only if it falls on the power lines at your house. So yeah, I just got home from a run. Our street was blocked off, and yeah, a big gum tree's fallen down, taking down some power lines. So no one in our street has power right now or
Oh, no
Wi-Fi.
way.
So I'm just sitting out in the car, hooked into data, so I could join you good folk on this call.
Nice. Well, what kind of car are you rocking up?
It's it's just a garden variety ute. Well, we call them a ute. You guys call them a truck.
Oh, dude, you have a ute? You gotta send me a picture of the ute.
It's not huge. It's not, by US standards, it's not a big truck. So it's good. You can put the bikes in the back. My kids are all surfers, so we can put the surfboards in the back. Yeah, so it's good. I love it. My wife actually was the one. I'm not a car aficionado. For me, a car just has to get me from A to B. But my wife grew up on a farm, and she's always wanted someone in our family to have a truck or a ute. So yeah, I've got one, which is good. It's good fun.
You okay? You have to send me some pictures of your car afterwards. That's a requirement. I
will.
All right. Oh, there we go. Turns out I think I probably need to show comments. Oh, anyway, maybe not. I'm still not getting comments, guys, but I apologize. We'll figure this out, and you gotta let me know. So, Craig, so how long have you kind of officially been like retired from the sport?
Well, 2019, I think, was my last year. I was getting long in the tooth. I needed to find something else to do, but I was still loving racing as a pro athlete. I mean, it's a very fortunate existence, to be honest, and privileged existence when you get to do something you love to do and you're good enough to make a career out of it. So 2019, I raced. I was 46 years of age that year, though. So, and my plan was to race in 2020. I was just taking it on a year-by-year sort of basis at that point. Each year I'd say to my wife, "Do you mind if I keep racing?" She's like, "No, you should do it if you're still enjoying it." And I still love the whole process of scheduling a season, picking out some races to do. I'm very, very competitive person, as you know, Mark. So I won't even let you overtake me in on our open water swims at camp.
Yeah, but you didn't drop me though. You know, well, I'll tell you this.
Yeah, no, I didn't. But yeah, so super competitive. I'm still loving the whole process of training, getting in good shape, racing the current crop of superstars in our sport, and so finished the season in 2019. Planned on racing again in 2020, and then obviously the world shut down with the pandemic. So that was probably my cue to find something else to do. So yeah, 2019 was my last official season.
And so, were you already coaching athletes? Um, were you already coaching athletes as when you were racing, or did that happen after you retired and you kind of started your San Diego crew of the athletes you coach now?
No, we started Sansego in 2014. So
Okay.
um, I was I wasn't a full time coach, and I'm still not. I would just coach my friends or special projects or people who would contact me, um, do some stuff to prepare people for charity events, that kind of thing. My main role in the business while I was still racing, and it still is to this day actually, is just to help organise and go to all the camps we run. So the training experiences or the camps are a big part of our business. We normally run 4 or 5 a year. Uh, and you referenced the two that we've got going in Kona. So we did for the first time we did those last year. And yeah, so I go to I go to each of the camps or the training experiences. We typically do you know, one or two in North America, a couple in Europe, and then the ones in Kona, and some down here in Australia as well. So I try to only limit it to 4 a year. I don't think you can do too many of the camps, but 4 a year. So, but I do coach. I still do coach a few people. But within our business, we have more of what I would consider the full-time coaches. So we've got about 6 or 7 coaches who coach the majority of our athletes. I mainly work with the online community and also with our camps.
Yeah, great. Yeah, if you guys, I mean, I get this question all the time, and and if it's not, it's not Craig himself, but he is a stable of very, very knowledgeable coaches that are really good. So if you guys are ever looking for a coach or someone, please check out his coaching site and business. I mean, I learned, I mean, the stuff I learned last year at camp. Like and I've been ever since I started working for Zoot. I've been in the business for so long, and I'm not just saying this because I'm talking to you, but like I kept a few things that like I think I'll always keep. And guys, one day, when we did our first like kind of like core like stretch core session, we did this thing. It was like it's on the grass, it's beautiful, and we're gonna look at the Monolani real quick. I'm gonna try to share a screen, but Craig gave us all these like core exercises, but he also was talking about the importance of the like core, the good core muscles, and how they work for balancing out. And I've had hip issues for forever. Every time I run long, I injure myself. And he gave us this core routine, and I don't do it exact. I take my favorite ones, just because of time and whatnot, right? We're all kind of athletes, but like, just to let you know, when I see you this spring in March, just know that I've done this routine almost every single day. So out of 365 days, I'm probably going to do it 355 days by the time I see you next year. And I kid you not, I mean, knock on wood, I haven't had a running injury this whole year, which is like the first year in I don't know how many years that I haven't been injured running. It's awesome because it allows me to be more consistent. Um, I'm going to be totally shredded by the next time you see me too, by the way. So I'll be looking for you. It's funny because Rob had sent me a picture of you and I running together. It was like the first day of camp, and and I was just like, oh, I can't wait to see this, But I was a little self-conscious coming out running next to Craig. But the cool thing about camp is, there's people ask me this too, like, hey, do I need to have a certain level of fitness? And I think Craig, you can answer this, but the short answer is yes. But if you're a triathlete, if you've never been on the bike before, then that might be an issue. But most of these people and everyone on Team Zoot that goes is already like, we all kind of stay pseudo like I haven't been riding my bike right now, but I could probably get on and ride for a little bit right now, even if I needed to. So yeah, what's the starting point that you recommend for these guys and girls?
Yeah, I mean, I think with a lot of your Team Zoot athletes, this is not a consideration because you guys are quite accomplished and experienced athletes. But we normally say, to come to camp, you want to have sort of a baseline fitness of about being able to swim, say, 20 minutes non-stop, being able to ride for 90 minutes to 2 hours at a low level non-stop, and being able to run 45 minutes to an hour, again, at a low intensity, but non-stop. So, I mean, the great thing about the camps are they're for athletes of all levels. I normally bring at least one other coach. Most of the sessions we do, I would say 90% of them are sort of aerobic endurance zone 2 sessions, as they call them. So we do some other spicy stuff. As you would remember, Mark, we did some strength efforts, some low cadence, high resistance strength efforts on the bike. We did a little bit of tempo riding. We did some good. The Manalani has an amazing 25-yard lap pool, so we did some great swim sessions in the pool, and we can just like any swim squad, we can break athletes up into lanes of roughly equal ability. And I mean, the point of camp is not to smash each other and get demoralized. It's about to share knowledge, but also to get some good training in on the Ironman World Championship course and also the Ironman 70.3 Honu course. So, the Manalani Resort is situated about 25 miles north of Kona. So a lot of the riding we do is on the Queen K, which of course is the bike course for the world champs and for Ironman 70.3 Honu. We run on the golf course at the Manalani Resort, which is the run course for the 7.3 event out there. And, one of the camp days, as you will remember, Mark, we drive into town, we bus into town. The resort lends us their bus and we go in and we swim at the pier on the swim course for the Ironman World Championships. And we also have a run through the energy lab on the drive home. So I think it's good. A lot of athletes have qualified. A lot of athletes have qualified for world champs. They want to do some course reconnaissance. Some athletes who come to our camps, probably the majority, will never qualify or may never qualify, but would like to get a feel for what it's like to train in, I think, one of the most iconic destinations for our sport. So, but yeah, you don't need a super high level of fitness. As I said, it's not a smash fest. We try and do some really good training, a nice cross section of some strength work, some specific strength work, some aerobic endurance work, a little bit of tempo work, not too much, but it's all in a very controlled environment. And then interspersed in the whole camp experience, we have we run some good workshops or clinics. So you'll remember Grant Giles, the coach I brought last year, he's a specialist in sort of performance mindset, motivation, discipline, some strategies in and around those things, dealing with race week anxiety, goal setting, all of those things. I think Grant was a big hit on the camp. So yeah, I try and bring coaches along who have whilst they're very experienced triathlon coaches, they always have a specific sort of passion area or area of expertise. Grant's was mindset. Another one of our coaches, Ben, he's more around strength and conditioning for endurance athletes. And you referenced the core work, the core routine that I shared with you guys. Yeah, I mean, I think having studied as a physiotherapist, I mean, in our sport, the way we move is very important. So not only with injury prevention, when you move well, you're less likely to get injured, but also with efficiency of movement. So being able to maintain your level for a lot longer. Of course, in in an endurance event, it's not so much about speeding up. It's about not slowing down. It's about being able to hold your efficiency. So that's your cardiovascular efficiency, your biomechanical efficiency, and also your nutritional efficiency. So there's different aspects within our sport that can limit our performance. And yeah, we try and address all of those in the camp. Of course, I don't think there's a rocket science to triathlon training. It's a lot of consistency, but there's certainly a nuance individually. It's not a one size fits all. Every athlete has a different story, has a different triathlon background, a different, I guess, history with training. And we talk about injury prevention. A lot that comes down to managing loads in your training, wearing the right equipment, using the right equipment, but also focusing on the things that we can do to make ourselves more efficient and injury resistant athletes. So yeah, we try and address a lot of those things in camp, and I can't wait this year for you to strip your shirt off and me to see your chiseled
Well,
washboard abs.
so I don't think don't hold your breath on that. But I'm kind of scrolling through. But look at I sent, just to let you know, I sent this. This is the picture I was talking about. I sent this picture to probably like all of the dudes I know that no longer do triathlon but did it back in the day. This is Craig and I, and again, we'll look at the resort next. But Craig touched on a lot of good points. But it is, I remember the first day, my colleague Molly, who will also be there, she's like, oh, we might need to like work out more. Like, she's one of those type A triathletes, and by like the third day, I was like, I don't know if I could do this. Like, I mean, it's a lot. And the cool thing about the resort is, it's really nice, but everything is pretty much contained. Besides we did the swim on the Kona swim course, which was nice. We did the hobby ride, but the other sessions that were on the property were so cool because it allows, just the way it happens to be set up, it allows the fast people to haul ass and go fast if they want, and the slower people to kind of do their thing. And then you get Craig that like rides up next to you and like checks on you, and then you try to like hang with him for a bit, and then he blows you away. That always happens too. But I just posted the link, and I do realize there must be some setting on this Facebook Live, and I'll look to change it for the next live chat, that we're not seeing your comments, or maybe it's not allowing the viewers to comment. But check it out. I think there's a few spots left. But it will sell out, and we are opening. If you guys are on the Europe team and want to take the flight over, and and join us at camp, it's open to you guys as well. But my favorite part, other than hanging out with everyone and and making the connections, like the friends that we made at camp were really cool. We got to see Stacy and some girls that ended up racing Kona later that year. I just saw Jenny and Will from the Pacific Northwest region. They were racing La Quinta. So it is really cool to kind of like make the connections forever. And then also we go out for some sessions, and then you feel totally just gassed, and then I'd go walk down to the pool and sit and have a beer before we did like a meeting. So that was unbelievable as well. I would bring up the Monilani just to look at it. uh Hold on. Present everybody. But it was really cool, and obviously getting to hang with Craig and Rob and the crew. Let me stop presenting that. um I'll do another one. Let's look at I have the Monolani one up too.
Yeah, I mean, just on that, Mark, I think with the camps, we're always mindful that we have athletes of different levels, but also athletes with different goals and at different sort of stages of their seasons. So I always schedule 3 sessions of training a day. So rest assured, you'll get plenty of training in across the 5 or 6 days. But none of the sessions are compulsory either. We often have people attending camp who are working remotely, so they have to disappear in the middle of the day and maybe take a call or whatever. So we have our camp training schedule or itinerary. It's not compulsory. This is not high school. We don't take roll call. My experience has been that most athletes come to all the sessions, and we've even had athletes on camp who have been training for big Ironman events coming up who have wanted to do more. So, they've said to me at the end of a ride, "Do you mind if I go out and do a little more?" And I'm like, "No, just let me or one of the coaches know what you're doing beforehand, and also let us know when you get back." So, we're pretty flexible with the training. We're mindful of athletes of different levels of ability. As I said, it's the first couple of days of camp. There's no super hard sessions. We're all just sort of finding our feet. And what tends to happen is athletes of similar levels of ability sort of form little groups within the group, which is nice. So we get little groups training together. You mentioned Stacey. I mean, yeah, she came to our camp last year. She had the fastest spike split in her age group at the Ironman World Champs in Kona, which is amazing. And Jen and Will, I think, are coming to our camp again this year, as is Stacey. So I want to
Oh
say the
no, I
majority
better
of
get on the bike now. Jeez.
you had better. I remember our ride up to Harvey. One of my favourite parts of the camp was putting you in the hurt box on that ride
Oh,
up there where you tried to hold my wheel. That was probably the highlight of my week, but I'll take any small victory I get these days. But yeah, the thing I notice about these camps is just the camaraderie that forms amongst the athletes. Since our camp last year, we've got a little WhatsApp group that's still going. We see different athletes at different races. Of course, at the Zoot breakfast in Kona, there are a few of the athletes, some racing in Kona, some just over there to watch, who've been on our camp. So yeah, we form a little community that stays in touch with each other. And I'm really happy that a lot of the OG Manalani camp alumni are coming back this year. So yeah, we've still got. I think that the Zoot team camp is. I want to say it runs March 15th to March 20th.
that's correct. Yep.
Yeah, and most of the spots are sold out. There's still a few spots left, which I think we will sell. But we also have a camp the week before that, which runs March 8th to March 13th. So that's not an official Team Zoot camp, but any Zoot members who want to come along will still get the good pricing. If that second week
Yeah, if you
doesn't
can't make the date. Yeah, if you can't make the date.
yeah, if you can't make the date work for the Zoot camp, come along. The week before, we'll have a couple of Zoot members there, and we'll just have it'll be a good group of passionate triathletes. And the actual camp, the training schedules are identical for both weeks. So we keep the itinerary pretty similar. Makes it easier from a logistics standpoint to run the camps. We normally do the Harvey ride on the Wednesday. We call that the Queen stage. We've got on the Thursday, we normally drive into town to do the swim at the pier, swim the Ironman World Champs course, and run through the energy lab. And like you say, Mark, it's just the Manalani is just a great. It's a beautiful resort, and it's just a great spot to run a
I,
camp because it's got the lap pool, it's got a gym there, it's got
I think
places
that's
to
it.
go.
Like Craig, that's an understatement. It's so. I'm looking at this. I was like, we got to tell Rob. We gotta stay in the estate next time. Look how cool this looks, guys. Go to the website right now, and I'm looking at it, and it's on the screen. What Craig is saying, it's a great place to, you know, throw all that stuff away, and it's awesome. And then you add that stuff in, it's even cooler. Like I've sorry, I've told this many times, but like that last dinner at the Canoe Club was probably one of the best meals I've like ever had, and not only because of the quality and the service, and Austin and the crew there really take care of everyone that goes, but like you've been training for a week, you've we grew closer, you grew closer with like other people, and like I saw Jack in Marbella, he raced Marbella, and so you're having dinner with these now friends that you kind of like went through the week with, and it it makes the wine taste better, the food taste better,
Well,
just simply because of that.
if my memory serves me correctly, you polished off 3 cocktails before appetizers that dinner.
Oh, at least
Yeah. What
3.
a what it's a special. That's a world famous restaurant, and yeah, Austin treats us well. I mean, some of the challenges previously. I mean, we've been running camps for a long time. I've run camps in Arizona, in Boulder, in Newfoundland, in Toronto, in Sao Paulo, in Medellin, Colombia, all through Europe. Australia, New Zealand, and some good camps, some good experiences. And the challenge you have is you want a nice place to stay, and you want good food. When you're training, you want good food. And yeah, I mean, we get spoiled often, and the crew at the Manalani spoil us. The food is amazing. That dinner is,
Whoa.
yeah,
Uh-oh, sorry. That
is
that was my wife calling. I had to decline that one.
so yeah,
Yeah,
no,
that's
it's great. They roll out the red carpet for us. Most of our training's on property. The where we have breakfast every morning, they set aside a couple of tables for us. We're just eating in the hotel restaurant. It's amazing selection of food, a lot of food, which I love. I love a good buffet breakfast. I normally eat my weight in bacon, hash browns, porridge, fruit. Um, so yeah, it's good. It's good. It's a good place. And Austin and Rob have a lot of experience running triathlon camps. So yeah,
yeah.
great experiences. I think the main success story out of the camps last year is just that the whole group, particularly from the Zoot camp, has stayed in touch. And yeah, like you say, Mark, by the end of the week, you form some nice relationships with people on camp, and it's just a great experience.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it was pretty cool. I mean, I'm looking forward to it. And back to what you said about, some people are working and stuff, and it's during the week, but yeah, don't email me. I'm not going to respond to you guys if you guys email me during that week. I'm going to be that is my work. And which again, it's not lost on me, and which we've talked about before. It's not lost on you. It is a really cool thing that we still get to be involved and do this stuff and call it work, and share it with other people that think the same way we do and enjoy the same stuff we do.
Mm.
It's really cool, and then to do it at a spot in Kona, it's really awesome. If you guys get into San Diego, there's a nonstop flight out of San Diego right into Kona. It's pretty easy on Alaska. And plus you get to try to okay can I okay, one of our favorites, before we go on, and I don't want to keep you guys too long, but like one of our favorite sessions from the camp was well, the core session, obviously. Your coach Grant, who was talking about his mindset. I think everyone, that was way more than everyone expected. When you're like, oh, we're having this, this is basically our classroom day, right? I didn't know what to expect, but it was awesome, right? And I'm still swimming downhill the whole time, right? That was one thing that we talked, and you improved a lot of people's strokes and stuff. So everyone, this is a little insight into Craig. He says he's competitive. This is still Craig, and I'm just some schlub, right? Like high school sports, I was mediocre at wrestling. I was probably on the even worse. I was a worse surfer. And then, but that's why I love triathlon, because it doesn't necessarily take a talent, right? As long as you're putting in work, you could have a really good experience and enjoy doing it, right? Which is really cool. And I just think I get geeked up still to be able to, like, swim with Craig Alexander. So in Kona this year, um, he joined us and kind of led our team swim before race day, and we swim to the coffee boat, and then we stop, and then we swim to one buoy, and I think a group of us swam to a second buoy, and then we swim back, and the group is smaller at this point, and we're swimming with a couple of my Ashley Anderson, if you're watching this, and her fiance, who, by the way, were like, they swam in college, okay, and then we got Craig, and I was tickling the toes of Ashley and Kyle the whole time, because they still kick. They're like swimmers, right? And you could follow their bubbles pretty easy. And then I found myself following Craig, and we're swimming back, and in my head I was like, I was just observing your swims technique, just trying to keep on you and draft off of you, obviously. But I was like, man, Craig, like, doesn't emit like any bubbles. Like, he's barely kicking, and you're just like cruising along. And I was like, let me see how long I could hang with Craig. And I realized you weren't like going for it, obviously, right? But I was like, let me see how long I could hang with Craig. All right, Zooters, this is the insight on Craig that I'm going to share with you right here. So this this guy, this is he flips on his back, and I think he sees that it's me behind him. I may have tickled your toes a couple times, so he does a few backstrokes, and then he turns back on, and then about 10 seconds later, I see like a flurry of bubbles and like a surge, and he tries to go, and so I'm I'm giving it my absolute all to hang. I'm like digging super hard. I'm like trying to hang with him, and then he does it again like a minute later, and I was like, and then I'm like, oh, it's on. Craig's trying to drop me, and I was like, let's see how long I could hang with Craig. Luckily, we weren't too far out, so we already had got into like the little harbor at the hotel, and then we stopped to kind of regroup, and I was just like, you mf'er. I was like, you were trying to drop me, weren't you? And he just got a kick out of it because, it doesn't matter, and which is probably why you're a multiple world champion. You still kind of keep that fun and competitive edge the whole time. So I won't forget that though.
No, well, I wasn't just trying to drop you. I was just trying to make you a little uncomfortable.
Well,
So,
I was just to let you know, I was uncomfortable.
but you hung in there. To your credit, you hung in there.
Yeah, well, that's my competitiveness. I was like, let's as long as we can, let's keep it. But it was good. I mean, it's good fun. And again, seeing I saw Jenny, Jenny Chambers and Will were out at La Quinta, which I raced with my colleagues here in the office, and it's just really good to see. Like, not that she's any more special than any other team Zooters, but I saw Jenny on the run course and just like yelling her name, and it's a pretty cool feeling to kind of make these new friendships with people
Mm,
that you don't know, and that's kind of that's really a really good byproduct of this team is obviously we're huge, but you can meet a lot of cool people, which is rad. So the chances of meeting cool people in a bigger team is better, I guess I should say. It's a super big positive. And then we get to work with you guys, which is awesome. We just announced our pro roster today. The emails, if you guys didn't see it, everyone will get an email. And then we obviously are still working with Craig Alexander and McKeely Jones as two of our key ambassadors, which we feel super privileged to kind of have. So, but we've been working hard, and then we have you guys to support. So you guys are just as important as any of our pro athletes. But I think someone's doing some major stuff now in Australia. But sorry, that's getting staticky. But Craig, um, so so you guys are going to be sending out emails to people that have signed up. If you guys and Craig does an introductory, and Rob, and they're really good and they hold your hand. If you guys have questions, um, and if you don't have the link that's here, please reach out to me or us and we'll send it. I sent an email out today about that your gear is shipping, and there's a link and a picture of Craig. I think I took it, or maybe Rob took it, but it's a good one. Talking about the camp. Hit that link and find out more information. If you guys have been asking us for years, on top of the little regional camps that we do, that we put on for free for the regions. You've been asking us for like a bigger camp, and this is it, and this is the one, and it's epic. I think we lost. I wanted to see Craig's Ute. We lost Craig. I think his internet down, but truly, I'll just talk for the last 30 seconds of this, I guess. But it is an unbelievable experience. If you guys can, if you and I'm not just saying this to like sell you guys the camp, like, but like it's rad. It's a rad camp. We're gonna try to do more stuff for the campers this year. Us at Zoot, at least, and I know Rob is working hard, like last year they gave us I don't even want to say it because I don't know if he could do it this year, but like, okay, I won't say it. But we got some really cool stuff where I was just like, what? All right. And I get enough cool stuff already. And I was really blown away. But other than that, and I came out, I also came out of the camp with some pretty good fitness, which was a positive. And it's the one thing I have on my calendar. I'm looking forward to it. I enjoy this location so much, and I've been to Kona for 10 years now, and I enjoy this hotel so much. I actually reached out to Rob and the GM because I'm trying to like come out the week before with my family and chill at this resort. And unfortunately, I think my wife she might have to travel for work, and I'm trying to get out of it, but we'll see. We'll see. But maybe I'll bring her the week of. Who knows? She could just hang out at the hotel and the pool while we're on our sessions. That's another positive. Is there was a few campers that brought their significant others out, and it's a really cool property to just relax and chill and do all your own stuff, or do some activities if you want. Kayak and outrigger and all that good jazz that comes with Hawaii. So that's it. Let me know on the app. Hit me up on the app, and yeah. So I just got a message from Kevin Driscoll. He's probably the only guy I hope doesn't go to camp because he's another beast on the bike. But he is an awesome team zooter that is doing a team ride. If you guys are in the SoCal area, up in Newport Beach, he's doing it on Sunday. So we'll see you there on Sunday. And yeah, if you have an address change, please email on teamzoot@zootsports.com so we can change that before your stuff ships. If you guys are new to Team Zoot, your orders are on their way, and they will start shipping the first week of next month. And if you guys are in Europe, your orders are also shipping next month to you guys. So it's really cool. I'm excited to see everyone out kitted out in the Team Zoot stuff. So he's he's back in. It's okay. Craig, we were just gonna sign off. It's okay. We know you're getting internet re-up out of your house.
Yeah, no, my phone went dead. I had to run in and get a portable charger.
Oh, that's a bummer because I was gonna want to see what your Ute looked like live, but you just after this,
Well, hang
you
on.
gotta. I'm gonna remove. Hold on, let me.
Can you see?
I want to move to Australia just so I can buy one of those.
Yeah, it's probably a bit smaller than a lot of the ones on the road over there, but it's good.
That's
It's good. Perfect for me.
that's
Fits the
okay.
bike.
I don't like the big trucks. If anyone knows me, they know I have a disdain for like big lifted trucks. But if Doug is watching this, or if he's gonna watch this later, we do need to expand in Australia and take care of those Win Republic guys. And so I'm raising my hand. I raise my hand to go over to Australia. I'll ship stuff out of the garage. I don't care. So Craig
Beautiful.
and Rob, really appreciate taking the time out. I hope you get power again, and I hope to see you. Are you coming out to Oceanside by chance? When's the first time I'm gonna see you? At camp, or Oceanside's after camp, I guess.
Oceanside is 2 weeks after, a week after camp. So no, I don't think I'll be in Oceanside. Although I'm not decided yet, but probably not. But I'll see you in Kona anyway.
Craig, we saw Craig at Kona this last year, and we were waiting for Sean to pick us up in the rental car, and this car pulls up, window rolls down, and he's like, "Why the long faces? You should be smiling. You're at Kona." Yeah, which is a testament to kind of Craig's personality, which is pretty cool. So anyway, really appreciate it, guys, and for all you guys that are on the fence, either you make it. I don't want to say the term, but I'm urging you to kind of, it's worth it, is what I should say. It's a fun time, and you won't regret it for sure. All right, peace, everyone. We'll see you next week, and I'll get these comments fixed. Thanks, Craig. Thanks, Rob. Appreciate it.
Good luck, everyone. See you later.